Hey guys, and welcome to another video for Lost the Ark. In today's video we're gonna make the second part of our Abyss Dungeon guides. So that means we're gonna talk about Phantom Palace. Just real quick, I also started again to stream Lost Ark on Twitch, so if you want to see actual gameplay, just feel free to join there. So now I play the game you care about. And of course there will be more footage than for dungeons where I'm actually doing them. For the people that didn't watch the first video, I was talking about the ancient Elveria dungeons and how we do them, giving some tips. So make sure to check that out as well if you having problems over there. Well, so let's start directly with it. It's again 2 Abyss dungeon raids. So the Hall of the Twisted Warlord and the Hildebrand Palace. So we're just gonna start with the Hall of the Twisted Warlord since it's going to be the first one you're gonna enter. And well, let's crack straight into it. Alright, so basically we have again 2 bosses. So the first boss is a Bishop and Rook. So why is he called Bishop and Rook? It's really simple. It is a 2 NPC boss. So basically the one guy is called Bishop, it's like more like a human being thing. And the other one is called Rook, he is like a stone. So we're gonna do it like always. Of course, I'm gonna link the website again in the description below so you can check this out. And you can watch all the normal patterns. Actually, there's nothing special to say here once again. So it is more like dodging stuff, like really visible stuff. So nothing really special. Although the boss has 2 more special mechanics, or like one mechanic, but it upgrades later on. So the first thing, like the first time is around 8 health bars, which is in my opinion not really true. Like sometimes he's also doing that at like 10. I think it's more like depending on the damage. Well, that's what they say here. It is easy to catch, so you don't really have any problems. Okay, so at around 8 health bars, the target will appear on a party member. The rook will move to one side. You must move near the bishop on the opposite side. So basically what he is doing, we can watch this video real quick together. So now it's about to start. So the rook is running to a side, so that's what I'm saying, you're gonna mention that. So you don't have to worry about it, like with the health bars. Well, okay, they say around 8 health bars. It is actually like 9 in this video where he started. But it doesn't really matter, right? It's like, yeah, well, you can say it's around that, right? So the rook is going basically on the side, and as you can see, here's a little marker above someone, this little crosshair, whatever. And this guy has to stand now over there, because the rook is shooting at this person. So he needs to stand behind the boss, so he can break the attack from the other boss. If you don't do that, the boss is going to one-shot all of your group members and you die. And we can just watch this till the end. Basically, he goes behind him, and that's that. So he is stunned again, and you can fight again normally. And then after this, on around 5 health bars, the boss is doing the same mechanic basically. So in this time, you can see that he was going bottom left, and there are towers now around it. So what you have to do is you have to destroy this tower, so the boss can shoot at the other, like the rook can shoot at the bishop. So basically what is going to happen, your teammates are going to destroy this. You can also see that the people have blue circles under them. And this is basically, if someone stands in it, you're going to push him away. So you don't want to cuddle with the guy with the crosshair over here. So the people's going to destroy this thing. I guess the boss was going over there, so you have to destroy this thing. Of course, if you are in the actual fight, you can just like check again on where he stands, right? You don't have to see it directly. But you're just gonna destroy this, so the line is open, that the boss can, like the rook can shoot at the bishop, and the guy with the crosshair stands behind him. That's basically, so they cleared both of them to make sure he can freely hit him. Everyone was going away, and the guy with the crosshair just stands behind the boss. And so the boss stays in the middle of the rook and the player, and that's it. Alright. That's the whole mechanic. Other than this, the boss has to die nearly at the same time. Because if you're gonna kill someone, the other guy can do his one-shot mechanic. You're gonna have like, I don't know, like between 10 to 20 seconds time to kill the second boss. So it's not that they have to die instantly directly together, but you don't want to have the rook at like 10 health bars and you kill the bishop, or the other way around, right? Like, try to kill them nearly at the same time, and the boss is going to be really easy if you just mention this. Alright, so that was the first boss. Let's go to the second boss. So the second boss is Dream Corpse King. So that's his name. And again, he's doing a lot of normal attacks. He's fighting a bit faster. So sometimes you get hit, don't worry, it's not that much. Like, nothing deals like really big damage. So just try to dodge as much as you can, watch his videos, learn a bit his normal patterns, and it's okay. Well, although for the mechanic, and this is where the most random groups probably are going to die, I would say. While they can also die on bishop and rook if the guy that got marked doesn't knows it. But it is only one guy that can technically fail. So the chances are a little bit higher. Here on this mechanic, everyone is supposed to do the boss fight right. Otherwise, the whole team gets one-shotted once again. So we're just gonna read the text real quick together. Dream Corpse King will teleport to the middle, and players should go to the cardinal positions. He will spawn 4 sword, which follows a player. Only one player should get hit by the sword at a time. This will give everyone a debuff, which lasts 1 second. If the debuff wears off, the second player can receive the debuff. Otherwise, he will die with 2 stacks. At the same time, you must also impair the boss in the middle. Failing to impair the boss results in a party wipe. He does this at 15 and 5 health bars. So, we're just gonna watch this real quick. So, as you see, he teleported into the middle. So, everyone is going now to one side. You can do it as they do it. We normally line this up into squares. So, player number 1 takes this square kinda. Player number 2 takes this square. It doesn't really matter. It is just like quickly important to note how we do that, but it is fine. So the way you're gonna do this normally is you're gonna decide before the boss, like there's like the circle where you can make yourself ready. You're just gonna show everyone where you stand, so you ping your position. So especially with randoms, right? Like with friends, you can just tell them like I go top right corner or whatever. But with randoms, you're gonna do that. And then again, we're gonna use the system of the numbers of the players for random groups. So someone is player number 1, someone is player number 2, 3, and 4. So player number 1 is the first guy that touches the sword, player number 2 the second, and so on. I mean, you get it, right? It's always the same. So, what happens now is, right now, he spawns these swords that are flying around. So he touches it, and over there, everyone can see a debuff. If this runs out, the second player can get it. And then if this runs out, the third player can get it. Well, they waited now a bit longer to take the sword. What we're gonna do is to optimize that a little bit, and especially like if you have classes that slack a bit with impermanent, it gets important to be as fast as possible on the boss with the sword buff as you can. So basically what we're gonna do is just looking at the area real quick, we just make it into squares. So let's say the guy in this square is player number 1, okay? So you're gonna stand already next to the boss, but like over here where he's standing now. And then the player number 2 and number 3 here, they're gonna stay so that this sword will not fly into you, because the swords are always following you. So he is going to stay more at this part of the corner, and he is going to stay more there. So the sword for player number 3 is going this way, the sword for player number 2 or whatever is going this way, and the sword goes directly into you. So you stay already there. So you can directly attack the boss. And what it also tells you is you will need to use impermanent skills. So get the debuff and go to the boss, do your impermanent skills, and that's it. Try to do that as fast as possible. Whirlwind bombs can help if you slack with the impermanent. it's just gonna help. And to dodge the swords, you just wanna like run around circles. While he's showing the player that takes the sword first, they actually take really long time to improve the stuff. Like we would have been already done there, to be fair, but it's okay. It's weird. I never saw that strat. Well, I actually don't know why he is waiting for the others, but yeah, it's not needed, right? So they are just like really good to like spam directly their impermanent skills. Um, so they can do that, but in random groups, if we wait so long, right, if someone doesn't react directly, it's gonna fail. So he gets the sword, he goes directly attacking. He probably wants to show how the other players are dodging from the swords for the video, I guess. That's probably why. Well, and as you can see, because he's doing it on the top, right, the player runs directly away from the sword, it's following you. So you need always to run a bit around, make sure that it doesn't touch you. And then the boss also has a second mechanic where he basically make this pizza slices like this red things there. Let's go, do it, thanks. So of course you don't want to stand in there. And during that you have to impair him as well. Like as soon he gets this orange bubble, you can start your impermanent attacks. Impair him, you're gonna stun him, and you have like a good window where you can do like all your skill shots that you need to hit and whatever, since he's just going to stay there on the point. So if you see that he's doing that and your skill shot is of course not an impermanent skill, you can do it right after that. So to make sure that you can technically hit him for sure, because the boss is porting a lot around. And of course you want to still attack him without that phase as well, but if he's doing it and you have it off cooldown, save it for after that phase and then just bam. Well, that's it for the first dungeon, and now we go to the second dungeon. Okay, and now we are at the second dungeon, Oral Suit Palace. I don't know if I spelled this name correct, but yeah, I mean, you get what I want to say, right? So this boss is like this dungeon is actually the first that has three bosses. First boss Queen, second boss Abrasive phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1 and phase 2 are splitted from each other, so you don't have to like do phase 1 right and then directly after that phase 2, but you're gonna defeat phase 1 and you only have to worry about phase 2 after that anymore. So you don't have to like make everything directly right. So it's not so hard. It's just three bosses technically. All right. So for his normal patterns, nothing special, like a bunch of stuff on the ground and like balls that are flying on you, dodge it. Really nothing special here. There's like this wave that is coming that has like splits in between, so you can passage that. Make sure to always do that. So when he's doing that, like passage first the wave and then hit the boss, like concentrate a bit about that. But other than this, nothing really special. Although his mechanic is yeah, special as always, right? So what he is doing is basically, we're gonna read the text first. At 8 health bars and 5 health bars, the queen will teleport to the middle. Mirrors will spawn and wave will spawn. To survive the wave, you must choose the correct mirror. Mirrors are with the same color are connected. The purple mirror will lead to the boss, shown in the video on the right. So what it basically tells you that at 8 health bars and 5 health bars, he's doing the boss mechanic. He will teleport in the middle, so you're gonna mention it directly. It actually, like, it is mentionable, so you don't have to worry about that. And after that, you wanna like look at the mirrors, and if you go into a gold mirror, you're gonna teleport to the other gold mirror. How that looks like, I'm gonna show now. So first of all, right now he teleports to the middle, he flies up, and the thing starts. And also the mirrors are spawning, it's also a really good indicator. So just to give you like a really quick help, I just wanted to make it so that you can see all the mirrors. So what you're gonna do in this scenario, the wave spawns on top. So the wave is coming down, right? All the way through. So you can go here to the gold mirror since it's gonna port you directly up. You can go to the red mirror. It's gonna port you on the top left. There's the red mirror. You cannot see it that good, but that's what it is, right? Of course, for the red mirror, you have less reaction time since the wave is closer to you. So you want to time it better. For the blue mirror, it is kind of, yeah, you cannot really take that one. If the wave is here and you take it, you're just gonna die there and you're just gonna die here. So the blue mirror falls out. Also the purple mirror in that scenario does the same thing. And as it tells you, the mirror is spotting you to the boss, so like a bit under the circle. And you basically never want to take the purple mirror. It's more like if you really like, if the wave is like directly in front of your nose, you can take the purple mirror as a panic button and just pray that nothing goes wrong. That's about it. But like, you don't want to take it. They actually show that in the video as well. So you can take the golden mirror here. And now a second wave is starting. This time it's probably coming from the right. Yep. Okay, there you go. So everyone takes in that scenario normally the white mirror, because the white mirror is standing over there. But he takes the purple mirror first, and you see it teleports in front of the boss. Luckily the wave was not there yet, so he's running directly to the white mirror. Well, again, I guess he just did that to show it for the video, but yeah, you don't wanna normally do that. He just reacted really good there, but I guess he made it on promise, so he knew what's happening, and just takes the white mirror, and he's safe again. So the mechanic is over, you fight against her again, and then she will do it again at some point. And that's for the first boss. And then the second boss is basically, again, like a bunch of normal attacks. In this fight there is nothing special as far as I remember, like from the normal attack patterns. I didn't done this raid in a while, so I don't remember everything anymore, but again, like there's normally nothing special, so just check out the attack patterns and learn how to dodge them. But it is not really the hard thing of the boss. The mechanic is the hard thing of the boss, where also a lot of people die, and like one guy has to do a right thing to break the mechanic from the boss. So again, in random groups, it shows us one player randomly that has to do the mechanic right. In random groups, of course, if it takes someone that doesn't know the dungeon, yeah, the group has to suffer a bit. Let's say like that. It's not gonna one-shot you or whatever, but the fight is going to take longer and maybe leads into failures. So let's read the text here. Abrasive does this mechanic around 15 and 8 health bars, so you have to deal 2 times with it. The screen is tilted by about 45 degrees and stones start rolling from the right. So you're just gonna mention this directly. You don't really have to check for the health bars. Yeah, you kind of can know directly that it is 2 times, so you know, like after the second time you are done, the fight is easy from now on. But yeah, you're gonna mention this. After around 20 seconds, a player will get a mark. After 4 seconds, a small red meteorite will fall on his position. To end the mechanic, you have to hit the boss with the meteorite. So basically what this means is, at some point the player gets a marker. It's actually, in this fight, a red circle under his feet. Stand next to the boss, a meteor will fall down on that position. If you stand next to the boss, it stuns him, the mechanic is over, and you do the normal fight again until the mechanic starts again. And yeah, so we're just gonna watch the video just to see real quick how it looks like. So as you can see, you're gonna mention this, and yeah, these purple stones are rolling from above to the bottom. You can of course always dodge it. It is really hard to always dodge it. It probably gonna hit you from time to time. It is really hard actually to dodge it. There are some crazy human beings that can dodge everything, but they played a lot of retro games, I think. I don't know, but yeah, it is really hard to dodge it though, so you want to end this mechanic as fast as possible. So far, just like dodging it. You can still hit the boss a bit if you can manage that, but it's not really like, don't even try to focus on that, right? So you just want to wait until you can break the mechanic. So now soon someone will get the marker, and it is actually the berserker that we're expectating here all the time. He has a red debuff, so technically all the other people can concentrate from that point on just to still dodge the balls, because you know, okay, it's him, and the meteor is falling down, the boss getting stunned, the mechanic breaks, and you're gonna do the normal fight again until it's again at like around 8 health bars, and you have to do this again. And yeah, after that it's really easy. So let's come to phase 2. Here's one or two mechanics technically I just want to mention really quick. So the first attack of that is Prison. And it basically, what it does is it makes like a big circle so you cannot go out of it, right? So make sure to stay at the boss so you can do damage. It's just like um makes the area a bit smaller, and it will port you back if you try to go out. So just like fight against the boss, even if you are range, fight against it, and don't try to run away since it's not gonna work. The second thing is the delayed rain. So basically, you get like a circle under your feet, and you're gonna create a void zone. So smart people already know what to do, is not stand on the boss. If you stand on the boss, no melee can attack anymore, since under the boss there's a void zone. So go into the corners. Um, Technically, you can also say that like player number one goes top left, top, like you can use that as well if you want though. But it is really easy to do that, so we don't really like plan before and who is going over where or whatever. But yeah, just like common human sense, like just don't stay next to the boss. Place it somewhere, go back to the boss, make damage. There's a third attack they don't show here in the video. So I don't know the name of the attack, but whatever. It is like a bubble thingy that makes like a blue cone attack. So normally like the pizza mechanics and stuff like that, it's like red cones. This thing makes blue cones. And if you stand in that, you are caged. So the player has a purple bar above his head. And actually your friends need to attack you in order to get you free. And of course you want to do that because you don't want to have your teammates staying in any AoE shit or whatever that the boss does and maybe kills him. And of course you want to have the damage from your teammate as well. So just free him as fast as you can if someone fails on that. It's not getting shown in this video, I don't know why. But that's what it is, and it is really easy though. It's just like, if someone fails it, you just need to know that you have to free him. Well, that's it for the normal attacks. Other than this, again, right, like a lot of bunch to stuff, a lot of stuff to dodge. So just make sure to check this out as well. And then we go to the special pattern. So the special pattern here first, like he has actually two mechanics. So a special pattern and a mechanic in this case then on this website. But yeah, Epernia does this mechanic at 34 and 26 health bars, so you can prepare yourself, and it does it exactly at 34 health bars. So it's not like about 34, but it is 34. So if you're at 35, you want to save your impermanent mechanics. Why I'm gonna show you. Epernia appears and launches a powerful attack on Abrasive. Either with his hand or tail, video shows the hand attack. You have to impair Abyssal to prevent that she can block the attack. So technically, what you want to do is, again, you have to impair here, right? So if the boss is at like 36, 37 HP or whatever, you're gonna stop using your impairment skills. It is really depending on how much damage your group is doing, right? So make sure to like plan this ahead, right? Like if you see your group is doing a lot of damage, don't try to save your impairment skills at 36, at 35 health bars, since it's going to be too late, right? If your group is like really low on damage, don't save it at 37 HP bars, because no one is going to do damage anymore. It's really depending, right? But yeah, so you need to mention that, so that's always different for every certain group. And then we're just gonna watch the video. So what is happening is like a video sequence. You cannot escape this or whatever. Everyone is going to have it, and you're gonna see, well, at least on the second phase, your character is a bit different. But yeah, you see that he has this bubble around him. Well, you also see the hand, right? And you just need to do your impairment skills. If people have problems here, and what he's also doing, if I saw that right, he's using his bombs. So you can use whirlwind bombs in order to make this easier. So what you can technically do is you say player number 1 and 2 is going to use whirlwind bombs on the first phase, and player number 3 and 4 is going to use whirlwind bombs on the second phase. And other than this, everyone spams all their impairment mechanics attacks on it, and you will break it. If you don't do this in time, the boss is going to one-shot you. So if you done it right, you're gonna mention it, that's for sure. So that's it with the first mechanic. So keep in mind 34 health bars and 26, and save your impermanent skills before that. So now the other mechanic is Abrasive does this mechanic at 16 health bars. Again, it's not around 16 health bars, it is at 16 health bars, and he's doing it again at 8 health bars, which is a bit different. I just wanted to show you that he's doing this 2 times. So this is a bit longer text. We're gonna read through it and then I explain. One player will receive a meteor debuff, gets a glowing yellow aura, and 3 circles above him, image 1 and 2. So this is the player that has the meteor debuff. The other players obtain a trajectory of light, which will they have to aim at the player with the meteor debuff, image 2. You have 10 seconds time. So the players have to like aim at him with these light things. If you fail this mechanic, you will get rooted and large meteor will spawn at the position of the player who had the debuff. So if you fail it, you're gonna die. Because there's like a big meteor flying down. They actually don't write that in here, but yeah, whatever. Info. You can also sacrifice the buff player to skip the mechanic. The buff player has to run to the corner of the map as much as possible, and the other players run to the opposite corner of the map. You decide. So if you don't want to play this mechanic, the player that has the debuff, so this guy here with the yellow thingy, he needs to run into the top left corner, and all the others run into the bottom right corner. And they would, like, at least we do that normally, so for the second phase that we're gonna do that, because the second phase is harder. Well, so you technically want to learn one phase since you don't want to kill the boss with like 2 players left, right? You don't want to sacrifice 2 players normally. Although, if you mention that you gonna fail it, just try to do it and try to go with 2 people. It can be possible, but normally you don't want to do that. Alright, so what you want to do is really simple. The players that have this light want to aim at him, like all of them, and that's basically it, right? So for the first phase, there's nothing really hard, so that's why I say don't sacrifice any player or whatever. Like, learn this phase and go in with 4 people again, right? But the second phase is actually a lot harder, so therefore this information that you can sacrifice someone is really good. Let's read the text here really quick. It's similar to the normal meteor, but instead of the light being directly in front of the player, it appears in different cardinal directions to the 3 players. The rest works the same. You can also skip this mechanic. Yeah, so the light is spawning next to you, but if you move forward, the light turns like the other way around. So it is really confusing, since you're just gonna mention like, okay, if I turn to the left, the light is turning to the right, but it's actually the other way around. So it is really hard. And to be fair, I am so bad with this mechanic. So what we just gonna straight up do is we're gonna tell whoever is getting used by this mechanic, well, goodbye sir, it was nice to meet you. We're just gonna skip the mechanic. And you. That's it. We're gonna watch this as well. Let's see. I didn't watch the video before. It's actually really lagging though. So yeah, as you can see, right? That's your light, but it is like really hard to aim at him, since also the other player doesn't know where you are aiming, and if it is like behind you, you have to stand on the other side and around and whatever. So it gets really hard. Yeah, I mean, like, normally, right, the player that has the debuff needs to stand still. Actually, he is even like making it so hard for the group, right? Like, he's just running away, so you don't want to do that. So this is a perfect example of like the random guy you don't want to really have in this fight. But it's fine, okay? He's just gonna explain him, and for the next time he knows you can fail 1 or 2 times. It's no worries, right? Like, try to be the good guy and just tell him like, if you have this crosshair on you, stop running at its side. It's nothing really hard, right? So, and all the other players are trying to aim with their light into them. But again, right, this is the second phase is really hard, so we just make the decision that we just gonna do the stuff what he actually did, running to the top left corner, and the others to the bottom right, and everyone is surviving. Well, 3 people are surviving, 1 is dying, right? That's what it is. And yeah, that's it with the last boss. I mean, decide what you want to do. That's how we do it. We're gonna use the skip basically on the last phase, and that's it for us. And it is going to be by far enough with 3 people with 8 health bars, especially if everyone saves their big damage cooldowns and whatever. You're gonna kill him fast. And yeah. Alright, that's it for this dungeon. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, just post them in the comment section below. I also stream like around 6 days a week on Twitch, so you can catch me there. I always stream a lot, so I don't really have fixed times, but it is like enough that everyone has a chance to catch me. And of course, since I'm playing Lost Ark again, I gonna stream also Lost Ark. So if any one of you guys want to see the raid directly, I have Nashas, I can show them in the stream and explain them a bit. So if someone has like any problems or anything you want to know, and you actually also want to see someone doing it and just not reading a guide or whatever, just come to my stream, ask me. I'm really helpful. I try to like help as much as I can. I don't really have a goal on the Russia server where I'm playing at the moment, so I have all the time just to help you out, and it's going to be fine, I guess. Hopefully I can help you guys. And yeah, with that being said, thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.